That is that. Then you were talking about democracy.
That the theories, ain't they fake?
Well, you see, democracy, the theory of democracy as propounded.
Government of the people, by the people.
Government of the people, by the people, for the people. You see, those are the theory. In practical sense, which country is practicing democracy as espoused by the originator of democracy? The answer is no. You only promote what you term as your own kind of democracy.
Yeah.
In a democracy, in a proper democracy, there must be separation of power. The legislative arm, the judicial arm, the executive. But what do we have? In some country, the judicial arm are even more or less a member of a ruling party. An annex of a ruling party. Okay? And the legislative arm are even sitting under the dining table of the president. So you see that most countries that practice democracy have power concentrated in the executives. Majorly. But what they pretend, they go for an election, the election will be rigged massively. So it doesn't even represent the will of the people. And when you talk about democracy, they say government of the people,
for the people, by the people,
by the people, and for the people. But this is not government of the people. So it can never be by the people, and it can never be for the people. It is for those, the beneficiaries of all the wuru-wuru, of the few people that manipulated the whole system.
You're right.
So the issue of democracy, even the United Nations as a body that claimed to be the custodian of the world order, is not even democratic.
At all.
So it's not democratic.
And that would make me want to ask, this holy pilgrimage to New York for UN, is it hunger?
General Assembly.
Hunger.
You see, it's an opportunity for poor country to dip hand into the treasury of their poor nation to finance the privileged few who will be entitled to some extra codes, sleep in 10-star hotel, enjoy some women of easy virtues along the line. So it's all jamboree, because when they go to United Nations, whatever, they go with large entourage, far from those you see on the screen.
On the screen, yeah.
And it costs taxpayers' money. When there are critical issues, critical infrastructural issues, critical educational issues, critical other issues that needed funding here, you now come to realize that one United Nations visitation has cost a very poor country more than $500 million. A $500 million.
Can they spend as much?
I'm just telling you, they can spend more than that.
Wow.
They could
They won't disclose to you.
You won't
know. Because everything is shrouded in
These are really not money they take to the assembly and
no.
They don't for your approval.
No.
These are money that
they are in contingency fund, and they just pull it off.
When you look at all these situations,
by the whole $500,000,
yeah.
I mean $500 million, almost 300 million will end up in private accounts, while less than 200 million will be spent on frivolity, hotel.
Except for the men of God among them.
Well, I don't know who are men of God, but God knows his own men. God knows his own men.
You are a man of God.
God knows his own men. But I don't know men of God.
No.
So, but
let's look at it. Let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. Because we the people
right,
that are supposed to be part of democracy, we play into these people's hands a lot. And I will tell you how we just play into their stream and then they can do whatever they like. Imagine there is a UN General Assembly and the president of your country decide not to go. Speculation will start. He can't go to the US.
Yes.
He cannot enter America. If he entered, they will grab him and he won't come back. So they feel that going to that event gives you a validity that you are
part of the world
you
order.
are part of the world order. So this is, you are not a suspect, you are part of the world order. It's an ego-boosting thing. It's a pure ego-boosting thing. In terms of what you bring back.
Attitude does not help matters.
Well, it's the same thing as democracy. You said you have 3 arms of government, but only one makes money. So what do you think will happen to the other, especially in African setting? What do you think will happen to the other? If
they join the table.
That is it.
They join the dining table.
I understand where democracy works. It works perfectly in some other places. But look at the African setting. If you say the executive, they are the money machine of democracy. The other people, the judiciary, they are just supposed to make law.
But it's a story that the abuse is everywhere now.
No.
Just take Africa.
It has to be.
The abuse is not that prevalent everywhere.
Yeah.
There are some democracy that still strive. Okay, as bad as American is now, you don't take the legislature for granted.
Yeah.
And you don't take the judiciary for granted.
Yes.
They look at the president in the eye and tell him, look, you cannot do this. Like this Honduran man that was deported to Honduras. He's a legal citizen of America.
Yeah.
The court said, you have to bring him back. And he was brought back.
Yes.
You see, so it's still strife. When you talk about some Western nation, democracy is still strife.
Yes,
but in Africa,
when you cross the border and you get to Africa, what do you get?
Okay, so what lesson do we learn now? Talking about citizens of different countries across the world, who, when they found themselves in the opposition, they are so eager, they are so, enthusiastic to have their president who does not belong to the same party with them, probably giving this kind of treatment that Venezuela president was giving. And you even hear them loud and clear, calling, inviting foreign powers to come and pick their own, president, partly to settle scores in terms of animosity, and partly to succeed when that one is pulled off the ground. Going by the experience of Venezuela now, where even the opposition or the supporters of none of them in the near future now, none of them appears to be a beneficiary of the ouster. So what lesson is there?
There will be beneficiary.
There will be.
There will
Ultimately.
be of course, the beneficiary are still keeping low profile.
Yes.
They're now talking about Africa. What we have here is that we have a systemic pauperization of the people, lack of good governance, and it has reduced everybody to a beggar of sloth. Because we don't have good governance, our industries are not striving. We don't have, let me come back to Nigeria now. Once upon a time, we have Iwopi paper mill, we have Okuiboku paper mill, we have Ajaokuta steel rolling mill, we have Alaja steel rolling mill, we have Itakpe iron ore, we have aluminium and smelting something. We have Osogbo steel rolling mill, Osogbo machine tool. All these few industries I have mentioned, assuming those industries are functioning, even if it is 80% of their installed capacity, my brother, I'll tell you, it will have generated hundreds of millions of jobs. It will have had a lot of multiplier effect on our economy. We will have been earning a lot of foreign exchange from those enterprises. And by now, our own naira will be nothing less than 20 naira to $1. When I was still in secondary school, Naira used to be 1 naira to $1.
Yeah,
You know, 60 kobo to $1.
Yes.
later it became.
It became at par. As at that time, it was 60 kobo to $1. A pound is equivalent to 1 naira. So, but what makes your naira strong is the quantum of goods that you export that can earn you foreign exchange. But what happened? All those industries were destroyed by corruption. And we became exporter of everything, even toothpick.
You mean importer?
Importer.
Oh, no, importer of everything,
Yeah.
even toothpick. Keeping the industries in Europe and America going. Okay, look at what is happening now. If not for the courage of Aliko Dangote,
Kudos to that.
by investing heavily in that refinery there and domesticating local production, not only for our consumption, but for the whole of Africa.
whole of Africa.
So you can imagine the pressure on our forex every month, because some people are enjoying it. And that is why they want to sabotage the guy. But thank God the man is
Well, it was up to the task.
is up to the task. So the question of democracy not working, democracy cannot work when you have majority of the people living below poverty line.
Should people be calling for foreign government to come and take over?
It's frustration.
It
My
is.
dear brother, it's frustration. Okay, why do we have people joining ISWAT, ISIS, Boko Haram in the north? Because there's a systemic pauperization of the children of the poor. They were encouraged to go to Islamic school only. While those people encourage them that the Quran is only the way, we take their own children to US, to Europe, to acquire quality education. So now it is the and they brought up what we call Al-Majiri system. And the Al-Majiri system is that the children of the poor will go to the house of the rich to eat in the morning, eat in the afternoon. But now those children are growing up, and before you know it, you turn them to Islamic scholars. Most of these Islamic scholars are radicals. They have radicalized them even within the Islamic context. This Islamic scholar will tell you that this man is not a true Muslim because his trouser is touching ground. Your trouser must not touch ground. All those doctrine, they bring in a lot of doctrine, and at the end of the day, all those masses of youth who are left uncared for became ready tools
The big problem
that they
we
are
have.
using for banditry and insurgency now. So our democracy will only strive when we have good governance.
Okay. Okay. You recall that we've strayed out of the context.
The context,
Which
yeah.
is okay anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But coming back there now,
Yes.
is that where would this end?
This rigmarole.
country
The rigmarole, yeah.
jump into another country,
Yeah.
Using power to do whatever they want to do, taking off, like in the case of Venezuela now, America taking off their oil. And in fact, the president was so transparent about it. I mean, Trump, that they are coming, it was specific. American oil companies are moving in, taking over the oil of Venezuela, helping Venezuela to refurbish their degrading oil facilities.
Yes,
or
one of the major problems,
which will cost billions of dollars,
Which
that
they-
will be paid.
By Venezuela.
okay, let me chip in this
Okay, you
very
want to
quickly.
chip in?
Yes, let me just chip
Before-
then we'll go back to Chief Akpeno. Let me tell you, in the order of things, Venezuela is the biggest, the highest oil country in the world.
Yes.
According to reserve, if you look at their daily output, they are not pushing out anything.
I mean, that's why.
This
they were put under, what's it called?
No, they
Sanction.
were, wait,
I mean,
they have sanctions. But even before sanctions, what is happening is that they have, according to the figure I saw, 303 billion
Reserves.
reserve. okay, and then you are doing 1.6 every day. So, and then when they were put under sanctions, what will happen is that Venezuela oil will just load and go to the sea. And people will go there and bargain. Cheap. And that was favoring China.
Okay.
You know? So, and when you know that when issue concern America and China, action will happen very quickly. So they said they go to the IC, they will not go and negotiate because they are under sanction, they can't sell straight. So they just load.
They can't sell at the prevailing.
At the prevailing market. So it's like you go to the
black market.
Black market and pick up their oil for like
okay,
30.
Before you round up on where will this end?
Yeah.
Or what kind of precedents are we setting? Before you go to that, to what extent are some of these foreign powers, to what extent are they reliable? Because it's always appearing to be helping a particular country, and they'll still sit back and watch that country run into trouble. Like in the case of Ukraine,
okay,
against Russia. These are the Americans supposed support or backup.
Mr. Moderator, you see, there is nobody will. Heaven help only those who help themselves. Any country that relied on another country to come and offer you freedom, to come and help you build your own industry, to come and help you stabilize your military, to come and help you do this and that, so that you can become prosperous, you are only living in full paradise. You see, because your prosperity will mean loss of job in his own country. He doesn't want you to be prosperous. He wants you to be import dependent. He wants you, even if you have all the raw material, he wants to come and take your raw material
for
away
nothing.
at a very cheap rate,
Yeah.
turn it into finished product there, and bring it back for you, and you pay exorbitantly for it. So perpetually you are an importer. Perpetually he is an exporter. Perpetually your job figure is on the rise here. Unemployment is on the rise here, while unemployment is going down there because the factories are working, everything is working. So any country, when China wants to become what they are now, under Chairman Mao, they lock their border.
Yes.
They assemble all the egghead and say, nobody's going out. Only those who are out that can come in. We are going to take China out of Drodron. They did it.
We're going to fix China.
We're going to fix China. And they fixed China. Today, China is one of the most advanced in terms of technology. Go to China, you sleep in a 10-star hotel for half of the price that you will sleep in such hotel in America or anywhere in Europe. You board a train, sophisticated, their wagons are far better than whatever wagons,
some moving through buildings.
than wagon you see in America. They have gone. What China cannot produce now is produce human being.
They have got doing the
No, they do artificial robot. They cannot produce
humans.
right, so
But they can produce somebody that can
no
do your
country will come and help you. Like in this our country, Nigeria,
That word is
we have everything it takes for us to be great. But what we lack now is good leadership. Leadership that are not focused on harnessing our potential. And when I talk about leadership, I'm not even talking about political leadership. Of course, the leadership will rub on the followership. When the leadership is bad, the followership take a cue, because it will now be a case of, if you cannot beat them, join them. So what we have right now is a situation where everybody say, okay, I want to keep an account. It is bad, my dear brother, that some individual in this country have a humongous amount of money in overseas bank that are just lying there fallow. And you know what these banks are doing? Like in America, they will just take out this money and give it to their farmers. at 1% interest rate zone. While our farmers doesn't have access to any fund because all the fund are siphoned. Nobody wants to keep their money here. They keep it there. And the money is not. And they are still stealing naira here to maintain themselves. So. But they have banks all over. So you will never see a white man come and put money in Zenith Bank in Nigeria. Steal it in America. You see? So the issue.
Sir,
then the next leg of your question.
That's when we stop. We'll come to that. That's where we are running.
Okay.
I want to delay now. Sir, I have this theory, this theory of commendation.
Okay.
That when you commend, you are likely to encourage
others.
The commendee. You are likely to encourage him to do more. Talking about the government being focused, it will appear that the current one in Nigeria, and I'm being very sincere in this, that's the current president and his team. There's this element of knowing what they are trying to do. There's this element of trying to arrest the case.
Yes.
And then resetting
the template.
The template, especially of the economy of the country. Of course, it appears hard, which is expected of anything that will eventually be good. But so, do we just throw the bathwater with the baby?
Yes, I, Mr. Moderator, I know where you're going. Yes, some bold policy are in place, like the removal of subsidy, the floating of the naira, and all these other policies.